Rock Chapel United Methodist Church. It's the oldest church west of the Susquehanna, built in 1773 and rebuilt in 1849.
For this era, we have a really pretty rich history. Robert Ayers was a circuit rider, and he was from the Dillsburg area. And we have his journals from 1785. He actually tells you where he was. He was at Carlisle, and he came over this mountain and stopped at this person's house to eat, and he spent the night at the next person's house. He rode all through this area.
Today you'll find the church very much as it was in the 1800s. We've done no structural changes. The only difference might be that the little two pot-bellied stoves were not original. Although the stoves are not original, there is absolutely no heating or electricity in the building. We light with kerosene lamps or candles. The lamp that you see there is no longer used, but it is one of the original four.
We have some stories from SSW Hammers. When he was a boy, about 11 years old, around the time of the Battle of Gettysburg, there was a Confederate camp in Heidlersburg. And he wandered down, of course, 11 years old. He wanted to see the soldiers and, you know, the horses and everything. And he was down there with them, and they were making dinner and doing all this kind of stuff. And he was just hanging out. And one of the officers basically said, "You need to go home." And one of the funny things that he remembered was they were taking him home, and there were all these decks of cards along the road, like whole decks of cards. And he asked them why, and they said, "The soldiers don't want to be caught dead with a pack of cards on them." They said, "You know, this is what men used to gamble with, and you should never do this." And he said in the article he never did that in his whole life. He remembers a time when they were in the chapel. The men were praying audibly, is the way he put it, and the women were crying. You'll see William Sadler. His family donated the land that Rock Chapel stands on, and they were one of the original families, the Sadlers, the Swishers, and the Group family, who joined together to found Rock Chapel. To the left is the Sunday School Library, and it is one of the most complete 19th century Sunday school libraries in the area. When Lincoln came to town, of course they went to hear him speak, and he shook hands with his dad and put his hand on Samuel's head.
The organ that you're looking at is an M.P. Muller organ, and it is manufactured in the early 1900s. The organ was manufactured in Hagerstown, Maryland, and it is a 13-stop organ. The pump organ was recently restored thanks to a generous donation, and we plan on using it for our services in the future. Okay, as you look back through the chapel, you'll notice the white material on the ceiling, and that is from the repairs from the bell tower beam that was coming down through the ceiling. Thank you for visiting the historic Rock Chapel Church.